Yo, what's up guys? So today we're going to be checking out a bunch of newer Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and one of them might actually shift up the game a little bit for anyone that is interested in more of a control playstyle with this new card over here called the Returnable Jar or Reusable Jar. So anyways, this is going to be a new continuous trap card that says you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. So the effect is that you can banish a trap from your graveyard to add one trap with a different name from your graveyard to the hand. So this is actually really great for a lot of archetypes, like for example counter fairies. You're going to have lots of traps to kind of go ahead and cycle through. Even a lot of new of the Zodiac variants that will be popping up because of course the newer ban list. That deck is basically a control deck too. It's got a bunch of traps, then you basically just go ahead and rely off of the extra deck. But for the most part, there are a lot of other decks that can make great use of this. Let's say Magical Musketeers can also make use of anything that is super based around traps. Paleozoic, if anyone still is interested in even playing that after, of course, the totally awesome hit. But I still think this could be a really decent card for, again, other archetypes that are all about traps. And it doesn't have to be a normal trap card. You can do it with, I guess, technically you could do it with spammable like Araya stuff, or if you really wanted to run a stall deck, which it's really hard to run stall decks in 2020 because there's just so much stuff that just absolutely just negates everything. But I mean, if you think about this, every single turn you're going Threatening Roar, Waboku, Thunder of Ruler. Like, you can cycle through a bunch of cards. Now, this card more likely would be destroyed in the course of a long time, but it still has a lot of potential. I think this card could be quite great with Mystic Mind decks, even though no one likes playing against that. But I still think this card is going to be pretty good. Let me know, guys, what you think about Reusable Jar. Is it going to shift up the game quite a bit? I think for any of those control-based decks, it is going to be an excellent card, and definitely a card that people will be interested in. Next up, this is going to be a newer Rush card. So this is Thunder the Lightning. So Thunder the Lightning is a light level 3 Thunder effect monster with 1300 attack, 300 defense points, and its requirement is you can activate this by sending one card from your hand to the graveyard. The effect is to select one face of monster opponent controls and have it lose 300 attack until the end of the turn. Not really too impactful, even if that was like a regular Yu-Gi-Oh card. But speaking of regular Yu-Gi-Oh card, coming out in Rise of the Duelist, the Thunder hand is making an appearance. If you guys remember like the Fire and Ice hand, I feel like this is kind of like a maybe support for that archetype, although that was just more of a tech card people did run, and it is still a fantastic card. But anyways, Thunder hand is a level 4 light thunder effect monster with 1600 attack and defense points, and it says that you can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first effect is if a face-up monster or monsters you control whose original attack and or original defense is 1600 is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by battle or by opponent's card effect, you could special summon this card from the graveyard if it was there when the monster was destroyed, or hand even if not. But in either case, banish it when it leaves the field, and if you do, destroy one card your opponent controls. Now, going back and looking at the Fire and Ice hand, because I think it's been a while since anyone really played them, I don't even see them in the side deck anymore, because again, these are just cards that are too old. But the Fire and Ice hand were really cool because you were able to, when this card in your possession was destroyed by an opponent's, by battle or card effect, you can target a monster you destroy, you can target a monster they control. So you get to pop one of their monsters and then special summon an Ice hand. Then Ice hand had the effect where it was able to pop a spell or trap, and then you could special summon the Fire hand. So it kind of had the synergy. So I guess it kind of supports it still. I mean, both the attacks over here, well, where is it said, which original attack and defense is 16, and it's and or. So you can kind of go for both of these if you want to at the end of the day. But I think this needs to kind of have a reoccurring card if we're going to invest into our normal summon for either Fire or Ice hand, or I guess technically one of these cards as well. The other card just needs to be able to bring out one of the other cards for free. It basically needs to special summon one of them in order for them to be quite viable. But I still think that they have okay-ish effects, but we'll have to wait and see if we get like an Earth hand, a Dark hand. This could actually make it a little bit more viable, but this is more of a slower pace kind of a duel. It's not going to be really an OTK-ish oriented thing. Nonetheless, we got the Gok Boot, the Fairy Noodle joinin over here. It's an interesting name, but anyways, it's a level 7 Pyro type effect monster. This is for Rush duels, by the way, just as a heads up. But anyways, 2200 attack, 0 defense, and its requirements is you can activate this by setting the top card of your deck to the graveyard. The effect is all face-up monsters Pyro type you control gain 100 attack times the number of normal monsters in your graveyard until the end of this turn over here. So whatever. It's not like going to be super insane, but at least you can boost up some of your stuff. The next thing is more of just a Yu-Gi-Oh announcement. The Toon Chaos, the official artwork came out. I know it was kind of technically leaked a while. A lot of people thought it was fake, but this is like the official one over here, and here is the new rarity, like printing over here. So we'll have to wait and see. What is that new rarity? I didn't actually catch it over here, but they're gonna announce like the Mega Tint as well. But more importantly, going into the Toon Chaos, because this was something else that was leaked a while ago, but again, it was just on a website, so people weren't 100% sure, and so this is more confirmation that those leaks might have been actually true. And going by the Wikipedia, which had like some of the earlier information, this is, I guess, more solidifying some of the information. I want to say, just as a heads up, take it with a grain of salt, because of course with leaks sometimes things get changed, OCG, TCG, but the big thing was the reprint of Extravagance, and there's going to be a new Toon Chaos, I'm not Chaos Blackluster, I wish, a Toon Blackluster Soldier. They're going to be making a lot more Toon monsters. I hope Toon monsters actually become more viable, and Millennium Eyes really does need that reprint because that card is quite pricey, but they're going to be releasing a bunch of other newer stuff, but again, it's just more confirmation that this is legit. And then we have Kree Bot over here. This is another Rush Duel card, and it's level 1 Dark Fiend effect monster with 300 attack, 200 defense points, and its requirements is if you control no other monsters, you can pay 500 life points, and the effect is to choose one Kree Bot from your graveyard and add it back to your hand, so you can keep on just, like, I guess, having extra Kree Bots over here for whatever the case may be, tributing or so to speak. But anyways, I think the most impactful card is also going to be this Reusable jar. I think it has a lot of, again, potential for some of these stall decks, as well as some of the more meta decks that would be more control based. But again, I think that Yu-Gi-Oh has just gotten too fast to make this a viable card to run in every deck. But I still think if you're running, like, 20 plus traps, this is probably a decent little card, especially since you can now search out Torrential Tribute. There's a little bit of utility with it. I think this card will be kind of cool to go ahead and test out. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss out on more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards content. And if you guys want to see me in other replays of any of the other stuff, I know Rush Duels isn't available yet, but I'm not sure if this is going to be also something that people will be interested in running. But I think the artwork is quite cool, and if we can get, like, again, another card that just lets us special summon like a hand card and like draw one card, then it would make the Fire and Ice just so much more viable, because nowadays there's just not that much back row. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.